Great rise, great rise, great rise, and moonlight's beloved. You know who this is, and you know what it is. You're a queen goddess, the king advocate. It is Melanated Monday. So come on in here. Let's have this conversation like we do. Okay? Give me a moment to get my mind together. I was going through a little something. Have you all seen this full moon out tonight? I know that's probably affecting me a little bit, so forgive me if I happen to be all over the place. Forgive us, sister. Okay? But I want you to get in here and get you in, get you out, give you some information, give you something to think about, provoke your thoughts like I always do. Provoke your thoughts. Okay? This is something we need to talk about, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't be here. So, as you saw, the title dealing with Babylon. We're not talking about the place, we are talking about the system, okay? The Babylon system and the whole mindset of it. So, you all come on in here. I appreciate you for showing up. Those of you who are coming, I appreciate you so much for showing up. I hope you are able to stay. What's going on? I appreciate you, Mr. Action. Appreciate you for being here. Hopefully, you can stay. Please participate. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, ask them. You can ask either by posting, or I will also have the phone lines open. So feel free to call in once that phone line is open. For those of you who are on Facebook, if you have not already, I will please ask and encourage you to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Queen Goddess, the King Advocate. Goddess is spelled like God is, Godis. Queen Goddess, the King Advocate. Please make sure you subscribe, you like, you follow, you share, all that good stuff. What's going on, DJ? Thank you, loved one, for being here. I appreciate you. For those of you who are showing up, please let me know that you're here. Like, I see that you're here, but I don't know who exactly is here. So come on in so I can greet you properly, please, and thank you. Because we gonna do this. This is gonna be it's gonna be interesting to me. Hopefully, it'll be edifying for you. Y'all know how I do. I always make sure that I meditate on what needs to be discussed, and we are in these times where we're not talking about nothing that don't have something to do with something. Okay, I'm gonna give folks another minute or less to get on in here, and then we're going to start. Again, I appreciate you all for being here. Also, if you have received or have seen on my page or anywhere in Messenger, whatever, you're getting a link for that says votefab40.com, then / 2022, and then it says Kimberly McCants. That is me. I need your votes. If you see the link, please click it and vote for me. Okay, I would appreciate that so much. The proceeds, if you decide to donate, the proceeds for that are going to an organization for cancer. So it's the Cancer Awareness Foundation, Inc. That's where the proceeds are going. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started because people are coming in and out, and I want you to come in and stay. So again, tonight's topic is Babylon. Babylon as a system. It became necessary to have this discussion around this time because of what all is happening. You all know it is selection season. People are out voting, whatnot. Basically out of habit. Some are doing it because they feel pressured to do so. We're going to talk about that. That is also part of the system. Okay. So what I would like to first start with is giving you an overstanding, first of all, of what it means for you to register to vote, to register. Mind you, this is not just about voting. It's not what this conversation is, but I got to give you some information, okay? When you register anything, this is not even talking about voting, but when you register something, you are basically signing over the ownership to the state, whether you know that or not. Anytime you register anything, you are signing over ownership of that thing to the state. You sign over ownership with your birth certificates, with your license, with your car, with whatever requires a registration. You are telling the state you have the authority over me. What I have as personal now belongs to you. You are giving people, you are giving the government permission to take your shit, basically, to own it. Okay. You know this to be true because everything that they've written to you, given to you, is based on capital letters, is based on corporation. Not looking at you as a person, an individual. You as a corporation have signed over your so-called property over to the state. You have to keep this in mind. Okay, you are giving the government permission to take over everything dealing with you. Keep this in mind. I'm not telling you this for no reason at all. Anything that deals with something that's official is pertaining to how the government or what the government accepts, what they approve. Somebody in authority has to approve it in order to for it to become official. Okay, the person that is the official has an authority. They're part of an organization that has an authority over you. They can make a decision with or without you. This is important for you to know. Okay. I'm gonna skip a few things and then I'll come back. As far as Babylon, let's just go straight into it. For those of you who are familiar biblically with Babylon, you've heard of it as far as it being a city. You may not know a whole lot. I'm not going to go all into the biblical aspects of it, but I will give you some background. Babylon came about with Nimrod, the Tower of Babel, if you've heard of that. Nimrod in those days was a ruler, I guess, and his intent was to build towers that were so high and mighty that they would he and his clan or whatever would receive these accolades. People would look to them as gods. They would serve them as gods. Blah blah blah. He wanted to be seen as a god. So God caused these towers to fall. He caused the people that were communicating to not be able to understand each other. Hence the word Babel. We understand Babel. People are babbling. We don't understand what they're saying. The word Babel in itself means confusion. Babel means confusion, but it means confusion by way of integration. Did I say that out loud? Yes. It means confusion by way of integration. Okay, that's what's up. So that meant that certain things were not meant to be together deliberately. It was causing confusion. Integration is not something it was not a natural thing in anything the Most High set up. Integration was not supposed to happen, okay, on anything the Most High set up. Keeping these things in mind. The Babylonian system was known to be very wicked, very evil around the world. I mean, it included, politics, it included taxes, it included prostitution, anything that you can think of. This is Babylon. Anything that you can think of that was wicked was represented Babylon, the mindset of Babylon, the Babylonian structure. It is based on monarchy, meaning that it was ruled by one person, was ruled by one king. The king had the authority to make the decisions on anything. Don't matter if you don't like it, you feel some type of way. If there's people under him, didn't matter what, not going to nobody to ask, well, how do you feel about this? What you think I should do? Well, none of that. This is what I'm doing because today I feel like it. Tomorrow I might not, and I'll change that if I must. But today, this is what's going down. What's going on, IF? Black man is got, hello, yes, indeed. Okay, well, we'll talk about that. The black man is God on earth. But what was I saying? What was I saying? We have one of those moments. But anyway, dealing with Babylon, the whole system, it was just created out of total chaos, total wickedness. and it causes destruction and everything. I said the king has total right to do anything, whenever, however, to whomever at any time. We have to keep that in mind because things have not changed. Different, but they're not. We call them something different, but it's not. We're still living in those days, and we're being called to make some changes to recognize what has happened. And I've said this before, where history repeats itself because the mind doesn't change how it processes. If we continue to think the way that we've always thought, we will continue to do what we've always done, which means we're going to repeat what we've always repeated. We're going to always be in this situation. This is going to happen again. We are at a point where we are being given the opportunity to make change. We do not have to repeat history, but we have to make decisions to think differently, to change our behavior, to change our process, and to change what we listen to, who we talk to, what we eat, all these things. We have to make a decision to do these things in order to not repeat history. We don't have to do it. Okay. I know I sound like I'm all over the place, and forgive me, I am all over the place. It's a full moon and I'm being dealt with. But I'm gonna try I'm trying to give it to you the best way that I can. Is kind of all over the place. Um, like I said again, it's been given to me to have this discussion with you because it's time. We're talking about Babylon and everything that the Babylon, the things that are a part of it. Um, it also includes the voting. So this is part of that system. I know people are going to be on here. They're going to hear it. And like, no, we got to do this. This is not. We got to do. We ancestors fought this. I get it. Ancestors knew what the ancestors knew at the time. If they were able to come back and repeat, I promise you they would not. Okay, so let's talk about this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is indeed. So let's just talk about the vote, the whole voting thing. Okay. And if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not here to condemn anybody that does or does not. I just need you to get an understanding of what it is. Okay. We're under the belief that the voting that we cast makes a difference, that it causes the government or causes the system to look at what we say we want or don't want, and they make changes based on that. What you must first understand is this whole voting system is also set up or is a part of the Babylonian governmental system, and it is also um, only beneficial to citizens. Now, you may think all the years of your life, well, I'm a citizen, I was born here, or I've been naturalized, or whatever. I always check citizen on every application. I'm a citizen. If you are melanated like me, you are not. So every time you check that, you are lying, not willingly, not deliberately, but it's a lie. Here's how. The definition of a citizen is a legally recognized subject or nationality or a state of commonwealth, either native or naturalized. I will read that again. A legally recognized subject or nationality of a state or commonwealth, either native or naturalized. What's going on, Broken Tradition? I appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. A legally recognized subject or nationality. So let's deal with that. We, as melanated people, us in particular, the so called Black man, have been, I don't want to say bamboozled, lied to, confused. I'll say all of that though, into believing that our nationality is Black. We have accepted that we are Black people. We have fought to be called Black people. Okay. Um, but the problem with that is Black is not a nationality. Any nationality, any people have a land. They come from this land. So you have the Europeans that come from Europe, you have the Asians that come from Asia. You see what I'm saying? Black, there is no Black land. There is no land or a people, a nationality, a culture that is Black. Let's go biblically now. Most High says that there are a special people that go by the Most High's name, that are called by my name. They are called by my name. There are certain people that are set apart that are called by my name. They are special unto the Most High. And I'm paraphrasing everything, okay? They are called by my name. The Most High, God, Allah, Abba, however you reference the Most High, has never been called Black. Never. We cannot continue to call ourselves Black because it does not exist as a nationality. It does not exist as a people. It does not define who we are or where we came from. It doesn't define our culture. It doesn't do any of that. Black, the way it is given to us, as it has also been written in Deuteronomy, is a byword. It's a proverb. Let's talk about it, shall we? A byword, a person or thing cited as a notorious and outstanding example or embodiment of something. It summarizes the characteristics or principles of a person. What is a byword? Again, a person or thing cited as notorious and outstanding example or embodiment of something. It summarizes the characteristics or the principles of a person. If you look up the word Black, everything about the word Black is negative, dark, and or demonic. It is violent, it is hateful, it is anything but pure. But we keep calling ourselves that. We are fighting to call ourselves that. We want to be recognized as being Black. We want to be recognized as being a byword. When the Most High said that we will become a byword in a proverb, that wasn't a good thing. That was a curse. We are going to be known as what we act as. So we're acting as stiff-necked people, selfish people, violent people, ignorant people, lost people, controllable people, whatever it is. We are acting as such, so we're being known as such. We're fighting to be called this. You got to call me Black. Why? The Most High's name ain't Black. It don't represent Black. I got, and I'll accept that. So then why are we not called Kemites? Black don't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? And I got you, and I appreciate you for saying that. I appreciate that. As far as the term Black, this is not who we are. But because we keep accepting that, we are also allowing ourselves to receive the punishments, to receive the consequences of being so. The term Black does not refer to us. It does not refer to a nationality of people. It refers to the characteristics of a people or of a person. The characteristics of a person. Again, everything Black, according to every dictionary, is dark. It's negative. It's demonic. It's unclean, it's violent, it's nasty. Every Why would we continue to call ourselves that and then have an expectation to be treated as something opposite of that within a system that we had no business integrating into in the first place, because the system is based on black. The system is based on Babylon traditions, Babylon politics, Babylon language, Babylon thinking. All of this. We're so busy trying to decide who we want to elect into offices so they can do something on behalf of Black people. Again, everything Black is defined as negative in every dictionary. But we, the melanated and so-called Black, are wanting to elect people to defend and support and provide for the Black people. But by definition and characteristic, we are not that. Come on with it now. You know where I'm going. We are not that. We are in a whole system that we shouldn't be in the first damn place, trying to get people to recognize us as something that the Most High said was a curse. We want to be recognized officially by somebody of authority to recognize us as a curse so that we can have privileges and rights and access to things that are given to those who are righteous and pure. Somebody tell me something. Does it make sense? Absolutely. Absolutely, sis. We keep telling the world that we are murderers, that we are rapists, that we are drug dealers, that we have no identity, that we are followers. Come on, add to it. We are wicked. This is what we're telling the people we are. We're fighting for it. We're promoting it. We're looking for other people just like us to get into the system in an office officially to represent what we are actually trying to get out of. We are, and I made the post earlier to say before you vote, before you go vote, understand exactly what it is you're doing or what you're getting ready to do. You think you're doing something for because the ancestors fought for. Like I said, if they knew any better and could come back and do something different, they would do something different. They didn't know. We have access to know better. Okay. But you think that going to the polls is going to make things different for us as a people. But ever since we had the right to do so, we still in the same shit. We still keep getting the same hand dealt. We still dealing with the same situation, the same circumstances, the same outcomes. First time they said, okay, well, you Black people can go ahead. We'll allow you to vote. But again, this is for citizens. Well, we'll go ahead and allow you to vote. Black people, quote unquote, Black people, you ain't even technically a citizen. So what makes you think that your vote counts for anything? It doesn't. Remember, they said that we are 3/5 human. 3/5 human cannot qualify one as a person, not even a whole person, let alone as a citizen. I haven't seen the movie yet, love. It threw me with the title first, but People have been saying some other things, but I haven't seen it yet. Woman King. What makes you think that what we're so used to doing, what people are pushing us to do, what people are fighting for us to do, and emphasizing it's so important for us to go to the polls and vote somebody that looks like us into the office, vote somebody. There's a difference between election and selection. First of all, let's make that clear. Okay. The election is a formal group decision. It's a group decision-making process by which a population chooses one or more than one to hold a group decision-making process to choose somebody to hold an office. Group decision-making process to choose one or more persons to hold an office. Selection is the process of making decisions about matching candidates, taking into consideration their differences and the job requirements. Selections are based on consumer rights to choose, the consumer's right to choose somebody to fill a vacant job, but you're not even given an opportunity to choose who you even want to run for a position. It's already put there. These are the people you can choose from. Well, what if I didn't want to put them there? What if they're not the ones that I wanted to make a decision on who I want in the office to rule over me? Because that's what it is. What's going on, DJ Mooney? Thanks for being here, love. You're not even given that opportunity to make a decision on who you want to be a candidate to even run for a position, to run for an office, to be elected for. It's given to you. You have 1 out of 3. Pick one. Okay, that's who we'll let that person in, or we'll put 2 in there. We'll go ahead because they got to have somebody else to run them. We'll put these 2 people in there, and out of these 2, we'll decide. That means it's already been elected. They've already been elected. They've already been elected. Going to the polls, trying to decide on who you gonna put in the office in a system that we ain't supposed to be in the first place, is the same as going to a plantation deciding on which massa we gonna serve. There is no difference. When Black Friday, the original Black Friday, when the slaves were put on auction, is what we're doing with the voting. It's the same thing. We trying to decide which massa though, which massa we gonna choose, which authority we gonna choose over us. Put them on a line. Let's pick which one we gonna choose. Who we gonna have rule over us this time for the next 4 years, next 6 years, whatever. Who are we? Which massa we gonna choose to rule over us? Think about it. If you want to call in, feel free to do so. 770-906-5271. 770-906-5271. What's going on, Muhammad? Thank you, loved one, for being here. I appreciate you. We have got to get out of so many things. One is believing that the system is going to benefit us eventually, or that the system is going to benefit us if we just put the right people in it. You can't put the right people in the wrong place and think it's going to benefit the right people. It's not going to happen in that Babylonian system. It cannot. It cannot, and it will not. Instead of trying to put people in a system that ain't built for us, what we need to be doing is trying to figure out who we can get together with that's going to help us get the hell out of the system, period. We don't need to be trying to select nobody. We need to be trying to get the hell out of these systems, period. It's not going to benefit us. It can't benefit us because as an us, we don't even have an identification. We don't have a nationality. We don't have a name. Because our ancestors, yes, many of them died for the right to do it. But this is what we do, and this is no shade to the ancestors at all. What we do, who is being told you can't have something. Let's deal with it as children. For you to tell a child that he or she can't have it means for them, oh, I really want it now because you telling me I can't have it. And since I can't have it per you, I'm going to find a way to get it. Just because you said I can't have it. What's going on, y'all? So thanks for being here, love. Just because you said I can't have it, I want it even more, and I'm going to find a way to get it. So they fought for the right to vote on the next massa. They didn't know that's what was going on. They didn't know. They get a pass. They didn't know. But here's where the pass is removed, because we know if we would just remove who the Most High is, right? If we would remember who we are as the people of the Most High, we are not what they say we are. We are not who they say we are, because they don't even give us an identity. They don't say that we're anything. It's based off of how we act, how we even perceive ourselves, how we show up, how they see us. The characteristics of the people defines the people. So our behavior, our language, our culture says, oh, them niggas, they black for sure. Look at them and don't have nothing. You lost, and you trying to direct somebody and you lost. You trying to tell me how to do something? You trying to run something? You trying to be a lead? Where? Who are you leading as a tail? Thank you, love. I appreciate that. I'm going to read them out loud. I'm going to read the comments out loud. Again, if you all want to call in, feel free to do so. 770-906-5271. You know, I don't bring you stuff for you to necessarily like what's being said. I bring stuff to you because it needs to be said. You need to know what's going on for real with you, with us, against you, against us. We are being given opportunity to wake up. Do something different. We are being given the opportunity to not repeat history. What's going on, Anthony? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We're being given the opportunity to not repeat history. But we are so caught up in wanting to be seen in the system. We want to be seen. We want to be acknowledged. We want to be treated a certain kind of way. We want to be given equality in a system that already knew we were greater than it. It already knew that. But it dangled certain things in our face. It dangled riches. It dangled money. It dangled diamonds and gold and silver. It dangled women, prostitution. It dangled all of these things in our faces, all of these distractions in our faces, so that we will be drawn to that. Oh, I want that. That's what I want that. Those people, they get that. So we want to be a part of that. We want to integrate into their. So now you got access to what they have access to, but now you have no identification. You can't truly benefit by what they have access to or by what you have access to, Y'all don't hear me. You can't benefit from it. It's still limited. They're in process of removing voting rights from Black people. Did y'all knew that, right? They're in process of removing voting rights from Black people. Well, how are they able to do that? As I stated, these privileges are given to people, human beings that classify as citizens. Black people technically don't exist. Black people are looked upon as 3/5 human. So you're not even a full human. So because you're not even one full human, you can't classify or be classified as a citizen. You have no power simply because of how you identify yourselves. There is no power in that. No matter, we keep saying Black power, united Black, there is no power in that as we see it as a people. As we see it, let me make that clear. As we see it as a people, remember, this is being determined by the characteristics of the people. The byword, the Proverbs, is based on the character. It summarizes their characteristics or their principles, their behavior, based on their behavior, their attitude, their walk, their talk, their dress, culture, all of that. We have been made bywords and proverbs because we keep saying it. Yeah, we Black. It's a common thing. So anything associated with Black, like I said, is all negative. But this is what we're saying we are. We expect's gonna come out of this. We have done so much to disconnect ourselves from what is truly righteous. We have done so much to disconnect ourselves from the Most High because we have refused to remember whose we are. We refuse to remember whose we are, who we are, and why we are. Let's see what's being said here. I'm gonna start reading these comments because they're coming in here. Let me see. The thing is, when we came here, we all had individual tribes. Is it Igbo, Yoruba, etc. Right? We all mixed, so we had to identify as Black. Plus, the slave masters called us niggers. Oh, I get it, but even before that, like I said, we were never supposed to integrate in the first place. That's even written. Come on now. When the Most High separated, the Most High separated a people, sanctified a people that the Most High saw as precious to him herself. Sanctified. I'm separating you as a holy people. I'm pulling you away from everything else because I see you as a holy people unto myself. I've already separated you. Segregation. I've already done that. Here your ass go trying to get back in with what I've removed you from that. I've removed you from what I've already seen clean. I separated you. I sanctified you as a people, a holy people unto myself. I have named you after myself. But you decide, because you want what they have, you want the material things that they have, you want access to the material things that they have. So you've walked away from me to get the material things. So now when I'm calling your name, Israel, you don't hear me because you don't recognize your name being called, because you would rather be called black and nigger and whatever else. That's the name that you recognize. That's the byword that you go by. That's the proverb that you accept. So now that is who you are. That's who you classified yourself as. That's not what I called you. That's not what I named you. That's not who you are to me. But that's what you decided to be. So because you decided you wanted to be this byword, you decided you wanted to be a proverb, you decided you wanted to be black, you decided you wanted to be a nigga, you decided you wanted to be all these things that the system has already said that you are, then you're going to be treated according to the rules of the system of Babylon. You are going to be treated like the citizens of Babylon. Now, what happened to the citizens of Babylon? Come on now. Hey, Rob, and thank you, loved one, for being here. I appreciate you, darling. Come on, talk to me. He said, "Yep, now's the time to come back to biblical identity. Thing is, nowadays everyone has different beliefs, so it's gonna be hard as fuck. Yep, to get everyone on one accord again. As one person, it would be hard. It ain't nothing hard for the Most High. It's gonna happen. See, the thing is, because we're given the right to decide, we have free will. It's gonna be a time though. Your free will time, it's gonna run out. You got from now until whatever that cutoff time is to utilize your free will and to make the right decision. After that, free will gone. This is what's going down. Period. We are being given the opportunity. I cannot emphasize that anymore. We are being given the opportunity to correct things, to not repeat history. Another Bible need not be written with us as the main characters in it again. It doesn't have to happen. Things are being shifted in our favor, but we don't see it because all we see is that, well, we don't have what they have. We still want the right to decide what master we want to serve. We still want to have access to all of these things. We want to have access to the ropes that hang us. We want to have access to the buses that drove us to the boats that shipped us into slavery. We want to take those cruises, those free rides. Huh? Come on now. We want to do those things. Y'all not listening. This needs to be penetrating. You need to be convicted by it. These are not just my words. They're coming out my mouth, and they may not be as smooth as I hear it. It may not be that smooth. I know it's not, but this is my delivery, but it's not my message. Wake up, listen. We have to make some real decisions on what we are going to accept from ourselves. What do we want for ourselves? Are we going to keep fighting a war? We're going to keep fighting a war when every soldier in it got their guns pointed at us? Or we going to just back out and let them fight themselves? Let them fight themselves. Let them destroy themselves. We ain't got to volunteer. We ain't got to show up. We ain't got to be on the front line. We ain't got to be there at all. And we're not supposed to be there. We were separated as a people. We were named children of Israel. We are descendants of the people that were set apart for the Most High as ambassadors of righteousness. All of these other things that we keep calling ourselves and allowing ourselves to be identified as are curses. They're bywords. These things are written. We read it all day, but we don't understand. We don't overstand. We don't understand what it is that we read. We don't understand what's being told to us. We have no idea how powerful we truly are as a people because we don't recognize what people we are. We don't recognize that we don't have to be in this Babylonian system. We don't have to have access to these things that the other nations have access to. See, they have that. They have access to the material things, but the spiritual things they have not. They don't hear. They don't have the ability to hear the voice of the Most High. They don't have the ability to be seated. Y'all don't even feel me. They don't have the ability. They weren't given these gifts. They weren't given these, I'm going to say, rules, these laws, but these laws that we were given were for our protection against all of this stuff that we keep trying to have access to. The system that we want to be a part of. We want to be able to vote for who. Come on. If you want to call, this is, I'm not gonna keep you here. If you want to call 770-906-5271 is a call-in number. If you want to call 770-906-5271. I wonder how many of you will share this video. And I know it won't be many. I know for absolute certain it won't be many. Because there's a fear that comes on if I post something on my page, even though I know it's fact, even though I know it's true, even though I'm convicted by it, even though I'm being called to not by her, but that which speaks through her, I'm being called to do it. I'm not going to do it because I'm afraid that somebody is going to look at me a certain kind of way. I'm going to lose access to something that I want. I'm going to offend somebody. I know you won't. I don't even trip on it no more because I know you won't. I get it. Like I said, I'm not going to hold you all much longer or any longer for that matter. But you just need to understand, overstand, and understand that we are still living in a Babylonian government. We are still living in a Babylonian system. It may look different. We may not be able to see it because we think that Babylonian times existed way before us and it's no longer real. It was part of a story. Okay, Muhammad. That's what's up. This is real. This is what they won't teach in the church, right? This is what they won't tell you for real. It's time for us to do what we were told, and that was to come out of Babylon, come out of her. She's a prostitute. She's a whore. She's a pimp. She's a deceiver. She's a murderer. All of these things. This is what Babylon is. This is what Babylon represents. Come out of that. That means remove yourself from the system. Get the hell out of there. Get out of there. Absolutely. That's why I stopped myself. Get out of there. The decision is yours. I can only give you what I'm being given. If you receive it, you received the gift. You processed it, you got the gift, you got the information. If you decide to push it to the side, not listen, not follow it, do nothing about it, that's your decision. There's also consequences to your decisions. This is not this is not about me. This is never about me. This is about us. I'm just being used to give you the information. How I deliver it, that's on me. But I was chosen, right? To deliver it the way I deliver it. Most I know how I'm gonna give it to you. Straight from the hip. If it hurt, too bad. Y'all know what to do in them feelings, right? You already know. This ain't about your feelings. This is about truth, salvation. We got to do something. So I've given you the information. If you still decide that you want to go vote for your massa, you do that. You have a right to do so. For now, you have the right to go and vote for your massa. Or you can make the decision to do what we know naturally to do, and that is to let the Most High, let God do God. We have to disconnect from the byword. Stop being so proud to be a byword. Stop being so proud to be black. Stop being so proud to be everything associated to black being negative. We fighting for it's crazy. Like I say, if you really just stop to think about it, do some research, look the word black up, just look it up, and look up the word white. Look it up. Do the comparisons. Then pay attention to the people, the characteristics of the people that they're assigned to, right? And see if they match. See if that makes we this according to character. Either way, Most High has separated us from all of that, sanctified, separated as a holy people unto himself, herself. Shema Israel. Hear, O Israel. Hear. Let him that have an ear hear. Hear when you are being called by your name. For real. If we are being called by the name of the Most, we are living still in the time of Babylonian rule. And it's going to increase if we don't do something. And I don't mean something being sit back, waiting, hoping, praying, please let something change. It'll just sit back and wait and hopefully it'll just change on its own. No, that's not how this works. We're going to put some boots on, some gloves, and I don't mean mittens, I mean some gloves, and fight, like real life fight. But anyway, good people, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you think about it. Do some research. Just look it up. Look up black, look up white, look up children of Israel. How about that? Do all that. Let me hold this because I don't know what's happening right now. But do some research, okay? That's all I'm telling you. We don't have time. We don't have time. And we don't have to keep repeating history. He says you can't hide the truth, you can't block it because it shines brighter than the sun. Absolutely. And it's going to blind those who refuse to look it straight in the eye. The truth shines like the sun, and those who are willing to accept the truth will never be blinded by it. Y'all know what it is. I love you. I love you on purpose, with purpose. Until I see you again. Peace.